Henry Cejudo says he has diplopia, soft tissue damage, and corneal abrasion from the eye poke, and then he makes fun of those idiot fans that said he wanted a way out. Diplopia, also known as double vision, is a condition where a person sees two images of a single object instead of one. These images may appear side by side, on top of each other, or at an angle. Diplopia can affect one eye, monocular diplopia, or both eyes, binocular diplopia. Whether it was one or two, man, Henry Cejudo seeing two versions of Song Yadong, and he's throwing haymakers at him when that ref starts to fight, man. You got to give Henry credit for making it out of that round, number one. Number two, the idea that this should not have been a DQ is just ridiculous. This is supposed to be a disqualification win for Henry Cejudo, and I believe he deserves justice, man. This is a guy who gave his life to the sport, and not just the sport, but competition, right? I mean, this is a guy who reached the heights of Olympic gold medal, the youngest Olympic gold medalist in USA history at the time, and, you know, for wrestling, to win a gold medal, that's huge. That's a big talent pool you're picking from, right? It's not like he's, you know, I don't want to downplay any other sport, but he's not like the power walking Olympic gold medalist. No, he's a wrestling. This is a sport, arguably the oldest sport ever, right? Wrestling. They started with this, pancratia, all things like that, right? So Henry Cejudo is a competitor. He goes on to the UFC and becomes a double champion, dethroning Demetrius Johnson to win the title at flyweight, which was huge. That doesn't get talked about enough. It was a close fight, but Henry won. I felt Henry won. And then he goes on to beat TJ Dillashaw, which was huge at the time. Then he goes on to be 135 champion. Like, come on, bro. What are we really talking about, man? He was a double champion. You got to give Henry his props. This guy gave his life to competition. And what does he get for it? He gets a pouty referee in Jason Herzog, who normally I like, but I got to give it to him on this occasion. Because, like, what are you why are you not taking a point away at the very least? At the very least, take a point away, right? That's number one. Number two, let's talk about a DQ win. How in the world, in what world, there's a guy who cheated, right? He's literally poking him in the eye so egregiously, like, it's insane. And then, as soon as the fight restarts, he's doing it again. Like, he's not poking the eyes, but he's got his hands out like this. And that's supposed to be a no-go. That was changed in the rules a while ago. The commission said that it has to be like this now instead of anything else. So why is he allowed to do this? Basically, like, stopping me from going forward. If I go forward, I'm going to get poked in the eye. And the ref's just not saying anything about it. The ref doesn't care. And the ref is actually going to try to, like, keep being on top of me and kind of rush me through my 5 minutes that I'm owed, that have been in the rules forever. And it just doesn't make any sense, bro. Henry Cejudo was done entirely wrong. This sport, is it really a sport? You know, it's kind of a joke. And I've been watching this sport since 2009, okay? I've been watching a while. And what I saw a former champion go through in potentially his last fight, I mean, he said it. I mean, I covered it last week. I covered him saying that this was potentially his last ride. He didn't say potentially. He said this is his last ride. This is his last push. And for him to go out like that, I mean, you know, he's most likely going to fight again. It's hard to go out like that. I personally think he should retire. Leave it at that. It ain't in the cards. You almost lost the damn eye. You know what I'm saying? Like, leave it alone, Henry. Leave it alone and give back to the sport now. Complete the cycle of life. You know what I mean? You took so much from the sport and you achieved so much in the sport. You stamped your flag in the sport. Now give back. Now start coaching people. Do something like that, you know? Leave the fighting alone. I say the same thing to Israel Adesanya. Israel Adesanya, leave the fighting alone. You already conquered the greatness and the great heights. What's the point? What are we doing at this point? You know, it's only feeding that ego part, and that's how you continue to lose and spiral. And, you know, all these guys. Conor McGregor, too, man. He should really leave it alone. He's not going to leave it alone, no, and he'll end up losing. He's destined to lose at this point, as a matter of fact. But that's a whole nother topic that I also cover on my channel. If you made it this far, let me know in the comment section below Let me know if you went the distance. And let me know whether you agree or disagree with me. It really doesn't matter. Just join the discussion and follow for more. Leave a like if you enjoyed the time spent. Thank you. You are all appreciated.